Hi, this is Kyle Piercy with UnityAthletics.com. I'm sitting down with men's basketball coach Stan Gouard, just on the eve here of the GLVC Championship Tournament. Stan, we'll jump right in here with the quarterfinal rematch against Lewis, a team you're very familiar with, not only facing them in last season's conference tournament, but having faced them already twice in this regular season. What are your expectations tomorrow in that quarterfinal rematch?
Well, I expect some of the same things we did, in game two. But just a better finish. I felt like, we were right there where we wanted to be, especially the first half at Lewis. But, the last 6 minutes and 17 seconds, I want to say, we kind of lost our wits on the defensive end.
Yeah, but when you look at this field as a whole, I mean, the 8 teams from arguably the best conference in Division II. So, I mean, it's a tough field, and of course 3 games in 3 days it can also be tough. So how do you kind of put that into scope for your team? Is it kind of one at a time, or do you look at the rest of your potential semifinal and then final matchups as well? How do you kind of handle that as a coach?
We can't look ahead. We got to focus on one game, one possession at a time. If you start looking ahead, you'll lose focus on what's in front of you. So we try to look at one game at a time. The good thing about our situation, I'm sure everybody across the board, is they have other coaches on staff who can start thinking about the next game. But myself and the team and who's ever scouted is for the game against Lewis, we always prepare for one game. We don't ever try and look ahead and overlook a team. Especially with, like you said, Kyle, how good this league is and so many great players and great coaches in this league. If you start looking ahead, you lose focus on what's in front of you.
Yeah, and so speaking about what's in front of you, I see you have the Lewis University here right on this paper in front of you. Of course, they have an all-GLVC first-teamer in Max Struess and Kyle Nelson as well, all-GLVC second team. And, of course, there's Delaney Blaylock, co-freshman of the year for Lewis. So they got a lot of talented players. What's your all's game plan going in? I know you mentioned it's going to be similar to the second meeting you guys had. What do you think will work for you all, and what do you have to look out for from the Flyers?
Well, I feel like in the second game especially, we went back and evaluated both games rather. We didn't do many things different from game 1 and game 2. We just made shots and did a better job with our defensive pressure, down the stretch. At Lewis up there, their place, I think we were down 2 at halftime. But we also gave up, I think, 29 points in the last 6 minutes of the basketball game. They had 5 guys. Their 5 stars are all in double figures scoring. Struess shot 4 for 6 from 3. Blaylock went 4 from 4. So that was a problem. And just looking back at the game film, they were open looks. I felt like we got tired. We fell away from the game plan on the defensive end. Everybody started doing their own thing on the defensive end. We wasn't on the same page. We didn't trust each other. We didn't rebound well. So there's a lot of things that went wrong down the stretch which cost us the ball game.
Yeah, you have talent on your end, obviously. What do you look for from guys like Jordan Lloyd, Lucas Barker? I know there's a lot of experience on this team, but especially those 2 guys who have been in this situation before a season ago in this conference tournament. They kind of know how tough it can be at this point in the season.
Well, they have to lead this basketball team mentally, verbally, and then bring a couple others with them. Sometimes they try to lead by example, but, there's other ways of doing it. You got to get on guys who's not working hard to put that pressure on yourself. But they've done a good job in practice this week of leading, but also bringing some other guys with them. We just got to get everybody to fall in place. We should be there this late in the basketball season, but, when you look at, who we have some freshmen who's never been here before, and also some transfers who used to playing, regular season's over. So with the experience of Lucas, Jordan, who was here last year, or the past couple of years rather, then you look at Eric, who kind of knows but didn't play as much last year, and then Jamel and then Jabri. So those guys understand, what's at stake. And, overhearing those guys in the locker room talk following practice yesterday about what to expect, we as coaches, we can talk about it, but those guys have experienced it, from a playing standpoint. And they've done a pretty good job this week of emphasizing that to our basketball team.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck in St. Charles this weekend. Of course, you can watch all those games, glvcsports.com/watch. All the recaps and stats and follow-up afterward will be on UnityAthletics.com. Thanks for watching.